What is really happening in the Middle East and North Africa in the turmoil of the Arabic Spring? Is there a future? Does Europe and the rest of the world understand the complexity and the possibilities? Is it even the Third World War we have entered? I have lived with these questions for quite some time and now, finally, starting to get some of the answers. When people say the Third World War has already broken out in Syria and the Levant, how do you react on that statement?
I think it's right. It's the Third World. No one think about that when the Arabian Spring beginning. The Arabian Spring is the basic of that.
The Third World War has led to flows of refugees from almost all countries. When now liberated in some parts, is there a possibility to rebuild society? Mistrust between the different religious communities are not solved. Out of 2 million Christians in Syria, only 800,000 are left. This is only one example.
Christians couldn't go back because they felt that they have been somehow betrayed by those whom they were living with, and they felt they have lost this trust they used to have by being protected by the others.
Now states try to rebuild themselves. The question is, are they to become secular or religious?
Nothing can protect us and nothing can rebuild our country but a strong state, but a state that respects the citizens and have all being treated equally.
When interviewing the Israel Deputy Minister Ayub Kara during his visit in Stockholm, he is very clear when it comes to the refugee situation in Europe.
You must help him in the Middle East. If you bring him here, you do bad job that you bring the problem from the Middle East to you.
The solution is not for the world receiving the refugees. If so, the refugees will not be a part of the solution or the peace process. They will bring the war to Europe. But there are other voices of change. In Lebanon, Dr. Fadi Ammar gives us some of the solutions.
We hope that we will have a democratic regime based on a civil constitution, not a religious constitution. Unfortunately, it's not the case.
But it is not as simple as that. Religion and politics are chained to each other, as well as very much more. The Jesuit priest and professor, Father Tom Sickings in Beirut, explains.
All the structures are based on religion. You know, perhaps for the, for the status, for personal status, you don't have one legislation. Every community has his legislation that is recognized by the state.
But today's borders and communities is not necessarily relevant. The Kurdish dilemma and other relations in the Middle East sort of concludes the complexity.
Look, I'm like Kurdish, very much, and have good relation with them. But in the same time, I'm very supporting the good relationship between Israel and Turkish. So I love two kinds of people. It's not easy to love two.
And that's the answer enough. That's answer enough. My impression and strong conviction is that we are in the middle of a clash of civilization and we have entered the Third World War. The only solution is strong secular states shaped by the people living in the Middle East and North Africa, where Lebanon and Morocco can be considered to be the role models.